Hey, Steve Basic Architect. We're out here at our house in the woods. Yeah, so it's the exterior tour. This is the south elevation. Go up in here, and as you can see, this is a certified passive house. So, maximum amount of glazing is going to be on the south elevation. You can see we have our Shishugibon siding there, and we'll talk about that in detail here. But we have our metal roof. You can also see we have the little connector up there, and that connector is what we are going to plug our PV panel system into, PV array, and we're going to take this house to zero energy also. So those are nice fire engine red aluminum framed, thermally broken, triple glazed windows. They're manufactured or fabricated by a company called Aluprof. They're European, tilt turn, lift and slide doors, tilt turn windows. Take a walk over here. You can see the western side has some minimal amount of glazing. But if we walk up close here, you can see this is Shishugibon siding. Shishugibon siding is basically wood that has been charred. And in this case, the wood then gets a brush and it takes all the light char off. So if I sit here and, try and wipe it up, notice nothing comes off the board. So it's not like it's a piece of charcoal and you brush up against it and you get black. It's they clean it up. So this is supplied to us by a company. I grabbed the piece here. So you can see here, that's what a cross section is. So it has a simple lap joint. So that's the receiving end, and this is the protruding end. And it's a 1x8. It's a Japanese cypress. And you can see the charred finish there. And this is a knotty grain. But we call it Shishugibon. But in Japan, it's called Yakasugi. And the Yakasugi, it's like I said, it's a Japanese cypress. It is forested in western Japan. It is purchased in America directly through Nakamoto Forestry, and they distribute it via Oregon to the United States. So they store a whole bunch of this stuff up in Oregon. So when you purchase it, we don't have to wait to get it all the way from Japan. They have a whole distribution facility in Oregon. So, passive house, you can see a few of the features here. We have a lot of glazing there. You can see here, we have my detail where I bring the boxed soffit only to the gable end wall, and then I let the rake fly up. Also notice, in this case here, we have a door up there that will get painted black and fade into the landscape. Now, why would you ask, would we have a door there? Well, the purpose of the door is that we need access to the attic. And because this is a passive house, I don't want to cut a hole in my air barrier on the second floor ceiling. So I petition to have the access for the firemen to the attic on the outside. So they can put a ladder up there, they can go up there, they can open the door, and there's a little catwalk up there for them to do a visual inspection of the attic. And that means I don't have to challenge my air barrier on the inside of the passive house. If you're wondering, that slider is about 12 feet wide and 8 foot tall, and the window up above is 12 feet wide and 6 foot tall. So again, triple glazed, thermally broken aluminum.